The objective of this lecture is to create a getter for the isOpenState property. We'll need to create one because the modal will use it to decide whether it should be visible. The next step is to make it appear on the page. By default, it's hidden from view. We're going to toggle Tailwind classes on the modal. Currently, the hidden class is on the root element of the auth component. This class should be added if the modal should be invisible. We'll remove it if the login register link is clicked. By default, we'll add the hidden class to the modal. We're going to use the isOpenState property to toggle the class. This is where getters come into play. Getters are a way to retrieve a state properties value. Let's switch over to the store file and create our first getter. Inside the store object, add another object called getters. The getters object is where we must define getter functions. Inside this object, we're going to create a function called hidden class. Alright, inside this function, we have to return a value. Getter functions are required to return a value. For this example, our getter function should return the hidden class. If the isOpen property is truthy, the class should be applied to our elements. Otherwise, an empty string will be returned. Every getter function is provided the state, which we can accept as a parameter. After accepting the state, return the following value, not state dot isOpen question mark hidden colon empty string. The getter function is ready. Getter functions are exposed to the components in our application. The next step is to use the getter function inside the authentication component. We'll switch over to it. Getter functions should be added as computed properties. Similar to the store, we can map getter functions into a component's computed properties. First, let's import the store. In the script block, import the modal store with the following name, use modal store. Next, import the mapState function from the Pinia package. The mapState function can map getter functions. It's not exclusive to state properties. Let's try using it. In the Components options, add the computed object. Within the object, call the mapState function with the spread operator. Pass in the modal store. Lastly, add an array. The name of the getter function was called hidden class. That's it. We've exposed the getter function to our component. You may be wondering, couldn't we have defined the hidden class computed property directly in the component? That's definitely possible and allowed. By outsourcing the logic to the store, the function can be mapped to any component. Otherwise, the function would have been only available in the auth component. We'll want to hook the computed property to the modal. Scroll up to the template block. On the div element with the ID of modal, we're going to bind a class attribute separate from the first one. The class attributes will be merged. We're going to set the condition to the following, hidden class. Time to check if this works. Switch to the browser. If I were to click on the login button, the modal would appear. Fantastic. We've successfully opened the modal. Sadly, we can't close it. We'll handle this problem in the next lecture.